Y'all, Fuzion here, back in another video. And today I want to do a reaction to this new conversation about this possibly being Draymond Green's last year with the Warriors. This goes back to the issues with Jordan Poole and him as far as that fight. Him pretty much just punching him out over something, and you know, it's definitely going to change the dynamic of this team. I don't know how drastic it will be, but we'll see from there. Draymond Green actually didn't play yesterday. Poole did, and he played well. In my opinion, I think that Draymond Green has to sit out as well as a fine, maybe for 4 or 5 games, and then he should just come back, pay his fine, and then from there, it would be all on like Jordan Poole on deciding if he would want to take action or just like whatever the case may be. I mean, he has that right, but also at the end of the day, I feel like it's between those two. If like the Warriors were to side with Poole, then Draymond Green would feel a type of way as well as vice versa. So I think it has to be between these two grown men, in my opinion. But yeah, so let's go ahead and see what they got to say.
You per se, you want to point to Draymond Green and his behavior with officials?
Let me turn this up. As well, earlier, what's his name? Kendrick Perkins. He said that he believes that Draymond Green should get some anger management, some sort of counseling, or whatever that is. I don't believe that should be the case. You know, I don't think he's any more crazy than all of the other crazy people who have been playing. Like Zach Randolph. Like, we're just gonna act like that Memphis team with Zach Randolph, with Tony Allen, with Mike Conley didn't ever really scrap. Like, I guess like the only difference would be, just like I stated before, is that it's not on, you ain't catch it on tape. So that's really like the only difference.
That's a different subject, and certainly that has to get under control. But I'm going to tell you something. I watched that press conference with Draymond Green, and I listened to him say this had nothing to do with the team. It had nothing to do with contract negotiation. It had nothing to do, you don't count other people's dollars in their pocket and stuff like that. And I believe that, because I believe for the most part that's a code amongst professional athletes. They understand that. You want everybody to get the bag. You just want some of your own yourself. But here's the deal. He openly confessed that there's stuff going on off the court that he's dealing with, and that ultimately he brought it to practice. And so, again, he admitted that he was wrong. You can't do what he did. There's no question about that. And whatever punishment came down the pike from the Golden State Warriors, we would all sign off on, and we would completely understand.
Absolutely.
He had no choice but to man up and own that, because that was excessive. And you are right, Kendrick, when you talk about a lot of cats throughout the league talking about they wouldn't forgive him. You know, I don't know if Jordan Poole will ever forgive him. You might talk to him. You might be cordial. Y'all teammates and what have you. But he damn near knocked him out. I mean, he damn near knocked him out. He caught him flush, leaning right hand, straight right, buckled his legs, whatever. He rattled him big time. And if Draymond hadn't fall into him, I think that Jordan Poole would have been flat on his back. I mean, it was a vicious, vicious blow. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it's hard to come back from that. But I'm going to tell you where it gets interesting. Golden State's got to re-sign 2 people. 3 people looking to get re-signed. The 3 people looking to get re-signed is Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green.
I'm going to pause it there. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond. That's who they got to pay. All 3 of them were integral to winning that chip last year. Jordan Poole, dynamic scorer, handles for days, getting better. Andrew Wiggins starting to show his actual skill, athletic, can play both sides of the ball. You know, Draymond Green, excellent passer, excellent defender, is the heart and soul of this team. So you got to make that decision, and I think this issue will either be that they're going to have to pick either Draymond Green or Jordan Poole. At the end of the day, they're going to have to make that decision. You should keep Andrew Wiggins. You saw him develop 2 years on this team quicker than he has since he's been in the league. You see what happens when you put Andrew Wiggins in a place where he can build and learn from his teammates, such as Draymond Green, such as Andre Iguodala. You see that. You see what's the word? That access to those minds that helped grow Andrew Wiggins, and I think Andrew Wiggins is just going to get better. So, all in all, you should sign Andrew Wiggins. That should be a lock. Now, between these two, you got Moody, you got Wiseman. Those two are growing and improving. Wiseman plays, I believe, the same position as Draymond. I think that Draymond plays mostly like the 4, but you will lose that playmaking. But then you also had Jordan Poole, who is just a scorer, just a natural-born scoring talent, who has the skills to get by somebody. So, it's really what you value, and I believe that this year is very important for both of these two guys.
I can tell you right now, Wiggins and Poole are a priority.
Absolutely.
I can tell you right now that Draymond Green is expecting this to be his last year.
I agree.
In Golden State. Now, he want to be a Laker. He ain't going to tell anybody that, but don't think I don't know. He'd prefer to be a Laker if he got to leave Golden State. But he's looking for a payday. He's going to get $25 million this year. He got a player option for $24 million next year. The Warriors are probably hoping he don't opt in because they'd have to pay him on top of the cats that they know they got to pay in Poole and Wiggins. And so because of that, this year, I think is very, very salvageable. Because I think the Draymond Green that wants his money knows, especially since this happened, that he's got to go out there, he's got to be on his best behavior, and he's got to bring the game of his life if he wants a new extended contract.
That's an excellent point. I'm going to just point it real quick. This year, Draymond Green has to hoop. This is his most important year. None of that, and it's hard to really tell what he does on the stat sheet. And I wish people would get that. Not a lot of his stuff is going to show up in the stat sheet. He is not a shooter. He is not a natural scorer. He can score. We have game tape and proof of him scoring. He had 32 in that game 7 against the Cavs. We see him. He has that ability to score. He chose to do this role of a pass first defensive guy, and I think that there are teams out there who need that, i.e. The Lakers could use a pass first, a guy who can get Anthony Davis some quick buckets, who can take the pressure off of Braun or off of Russ, someone who can play that role. He is exactly like Ben Simmons, in a sense that he will pass first, make sure to look for his guy. I think he is what Ben Simmons shouldn't be, as far as I think that Ben Simmons is just an overall more athletic, better talent guy. The problem with Ben Simmons is he has the same issue as Anthony Davis. All of it is mentality. I feel like they just need to change their whole mentality, then they'll be a whole lot better, you know. But I think this is a very important year for Draymond. If he can hoop this year and give us 12, 12, and 12, 12 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, some blocks, some steals, stuff that he does on a nightly basis, I think he'll get paid.
From somebody else other than the Warriors, because I think this is his last year as a Golden State Warrior.
Yeah, but Stephen A., let me give you a little pushback on the anger management and the counseling part of things, right?
Okay.
It's not a one-time thing with Draymond Green, and I get it. He's an emotional guy. We all understand that. I was the emotional guy when I was a player, right? You got guys that play with that emotion, that have that type of, that carry that certain type of energy and whatever. That's how a lot of us made it, because of emotions, right? But here's the thing that I want to ask you. It's been a pattern. We saw how he disrespected Kevin Durant, which somewhat caused Kevin Durant, which was the straw that broke the camel's back on why he ultimately left the Golden State Warriors. We have seen this behavior out of Draymond Green, going at Steve Kerr and things to that nature, throwing temper tantrums. At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable. And guess what? In today's world, it's okay. It's okay to go out there.
I agree with you. I appreciate that message, and you're not wrong. I appreciate that. That's a bigger message to send to everybody. You're absolutely right. All I'm saying is there's a distinction between throwing temper tantrums and damn near knocking out a teammate with a straight right. Thanks for watching the.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think either of them were wrong in this conversation. I think that they're saying almost the same exact thing, but differently. But yeah. Tell me what you guys think. I think that Draymond Green was in the wrong with swinging on Jordan Poole. I do think that Draymond Green has a lot to show this year. I think that this is the most important year, not only for him, but for the Warriors itself, because this could be the year to have 4 or 5 different breakout stars. You have Moody, who could just randomly start hooping well. Wiseman as well. Jordan Poole, he got better last year, but then you see him playing yesterday. And then you see that's only the tip of the iceberg. Andrew Wiggins. They're so deep that I believe it's almost to a fault with Draymond, because they have all these young people who can play, who can hoop, who will eventually get paid. So we just got to see what Draymond does this year, man. But comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all next video. Peace.